After the events of chapter 298 in this week's title, I think we all expected Nagi to completely break down. But instead, everyone else seems to be more torn up rather than Nagi is for himself. What's going on, everyone? My name is Animasu, and today we're taking a look at the official release of Blue Lock chapter 299, titled Blue Tears. If you enjoy staying up to date with the series or just want to support me, make sure to subscribe to the channel, drop a comment below with any video ideas or thoughts you have, and don't forget to check out my community Discord. Without further ado, let's jump straight into this week's chapter, and thank you all so much for tuning in. Blue Lock chapter 299 opens with another angle of FC Barch's win against Manshine, after finally securing their first win of the new Egoist League with a narrow 3-2 lead. Bachata and Atoya are lifted into the air by their teammates, celebrating in pure joy. I swear though, I'll never get over how goofy that random NPC in the background looks with his buck teeth. While Bachata all smiles, we cut to Nagi and Reo, who are quietly staring up at their updated salary rankings, processing the reality of what just happened. Nagi simply excels while Reo begins to tear up, stunned by what he sees. On the flip side, we get some wholesome reactions from players who did barely make the cut. Nanase ranked 23rd is stuttering through tears of joy. Zantetsu, Raichi, and Kyurojin all scream out with relief as they've made it through the NEL too. Flipping the coin to the sad side though, the chapter then shows us who didn't make it. Tokimitsu lands in 25th place and starts sobbing uncontrollably. As we already know, Nagi came in 24th place, just one spot below the cut. Among the others beneath him are players from the Old Japan U20 team, all of whom failed to make the top 23 except for Aiku, Sendo, and Fukakugen. Hiragi is in 29th place, which genuinely sucks in my opinion because his skill set is unique, he had potential, and his design was cool. The Wanama brother lands in 30th place, and down at rock bottom, tied for 36th place, are Nishioka and Igarashi. I can't lie, seeing Amori's Messi tied with Igarashi for last is hilarious considering all the hype TikTok was building around this random just based on his nickname. Igarashi, unsurprisingly, doesn't share my sense of humor. He's sobbing, staring blankly up at his placement, 36th, the lowest possible. With this, Ego announces that the salary auction is officially concluded, meaning the top 23 for Japan's U20 World Cup squad is locked in. As for everyone else who didn't make it, they can fuck off. Ego literally says it straight. Everyone who failed to make the cut is no longer needed in Blue Lock. As Tokimitsu collapses to his knees in despair, the monitor shows the loser's gate sliding open, already ready to eject the eliminated players from the facility. Is it cold to bully literal teenagers and belittle them? Maybe, but this man Ego Jinpachi can do as he pleases. Just as it looks like things are moving on, Isagi shouts out from the crowd, asking how someone like Nagi didn't make the cut. Ego leans forward, reviewing footage from Nagi Seishiro's matches, and calmly explains that while he did have some flashy moments, he just couldn't consistently prove his value on the field. His highs were high, but his lows were too frequent, and a player inconsistent like that earns a salary to reflect it. Isagi tries to argue further, insisting that Nagi's raw talent speaks for itself, but someone else interrupts before he can finish. Ryo Mikage suddenly appears on the giant monitor in front of everyone, speaking out. He begs Ego to reconsider or do a recount. Over and over, Ryo says that it doesn't make sense. How could someone like Nagi Seishiro, the Nagi, not make it? Ryo admits that yeah, maybe he's not always perfect, but the world already recognizes his genius. His miracle plays, those are things that he can only do. Nagi isn't just any player, he's a once-in-a-generation talent. Getting emotional now, Ryo screams that it's not just right to let someone like that fade away in a place like Blue Lock. Finally, Ego speaks again, shutting Ryo down bluntly. He tells him to shut his mouth, reminding them that this isn't just some sort of daycare or private school, but rather a lab built to forge the world's greatest striker. As we see Isagi and Ryo's faces beside Ego on the giant monitor, Ego questions whether calling Nagi a genius was ever more than a joke. The results are clear. Nagi Seishiro's talent has withered away. For everyone to hear, including Nagi, this man basically says that he has no potential or worth anymore. Nagi, who's still slumped over on the ground, doesn't even react at first. But Ryo, he's in absolute shambles. His text bubble is pitch black as he stutters in denial, heartbroken over Ego's judgment. Ego then holds up a hologram on the monitor and starts breaking down what talent really is. He says it's not just about believing in your own abilities, but proving them when it matters. Talent is something fluid, constantly affected by your environment, your rivals, teammates, emotions, and goals. All of these things can either help it grow or slowly choke it out. Then he brings up Nagi's 5-stage feint goal against Bastion Munich. According to Ego, that goal was a moment where Nagi pushed past his actual level, and instead of recognizing it as a fluke or a burst of inspiration, the world hyped it up like it was his norm. Even Ryo and Nagi themselves bought into the illusion. Social media posts praised Nagi like he was already world class, saying that he should go to Real, and that just made it worse. Instead of taking that moment and building on it, they got complacent. Ego says that they should have analyzed that goal for what it really was, a spark that could have led to their growth. but instead, it became the beginning of the end. Nagi hit a short-term goal, beating Isagi, and tricked himself into thinking that that was enough. Then Ego asked what really caused his talent to fade away. Is it fear, hopelessness, failure? No. He says that it's actually satisfaction. Nagi got full off that one success, like a wild animal after a meal, and lost his hunger to keep going. His desire to improve vanished. The fire he once had did not come back. Ego says that Nagi should have fought through that match until the bitter end, even if he lost, because that's what it means to burn with ego. But he didn't. And what sealed it all was reuniting with Reo. Nagi was already fading, but instead of letting him break through it, Reo pampered him. Reo kept believing that Nagi would bloom again if he just gave him more support, but in doing so, he held him back. Ego then points out that Nagi's ambition never went beyond defeating Isagi. That was it. Reo starts crying harder, begging him to stop. He asks Nagi if he's really okay with this outcome, if that single victory was enough, if that's why he's scared to lose the people around him now. Ego doesn't let up on him. He tells Reo to shut his mouth and says that this isn't a place for people satisfied with anything less than being #1 in the world. This is Blue Lock, and only those crazy enough to chase that dream belong here. Everyone else can go home. Then, for the first time since the auction result, Ego calls out Nagi's name directly to him. Nagi's still slumped on the ground completely silent while Reo stands there sobbing. Isagi looks on in complete silence, unsure of what to feel. Finally, on the last page, Reo wipes his tears with his jersey as Nagi slowly lifts his head and looks at him. He speaks for the first time since being eliminated and says, "Hey Reo, and that's where it cuts off. His eyes are still lifeless, his aura dim, and it's unclear whether if he's about to be sincere or not care at all. It's a painful cliffhanger that leaves us stuck with an image of Reo breaking down and Nagi completely blank, unsure of what to do or say next. The chapter ends with that and has outro text which says, "Our unfulfilled dream." In the midst of the end, Nagi speaks to Reo. With no break next week, we're going straight into Blue Lock chapter 300, titled Innocence. Right away, the title seems to center around Nagi and possibly Reo again, especially considering how these recent chapters have painted Nagi as someone who's still emotionally immature and childlike. It makes me think Innocence might represent the naive part of Nagi that still hasn't woken up to the full reality of egoism and individuality. I'm really hoping the next chapter finally gives us the dialogue we've been waiting for between Nagi and Reo. Maybe it'll even flash back to Nagi's childhood or personal history, or just anything to flesh out how he became this way and ended up so emotionally stunted. If they are transitioning him out of the main story and into his own spin-off full-time, a backstory chapter would be the perfect way to send him off from the NEL. I just hope they close him off with something meaningful and maybe give Reo a little closure too. Let me know what you guys think this chapter title could mean. With that being the end of today's chapter overview, I just want to thank you all so much for tuning into the channel. If you enjoyed the video and want to help me keep growing, make sure to subscribe to the channel, comment down below your thoughts and predictions for chapter 300, and join my Discord if you want to chat with me or other fans of the series. As always, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video very shortly.